What is going on, everybody? It is Lay the House, or I'm here, and it is Monday, March 31st. We have a massive MLB slate today, 14 games. Almost every single team is playing today. I've had a pretty good start to my MLB season of 8 wins and 4 losses for the premium members. If you're not a premium member and you want to sign up for the premium, the link to sign up is in the description below. If you wanted to see my free picks, I usually give 3 to 4 free picks every single day too. So if you join the free Discord server using the link in the description below as well, you'll be able to see those free picks, and you'll get the same picks here in the YouTube video, just with a little bit more of a deeper analysis. So for today, we're going to head over to Outlier. This is the website that I use to find my plays every single day. I kind of changed up my format in the premium article a bit. I started creating this big table with a bunch of pitchers and all the stats and things like that. So trying something new. So if you are a premium member and if you saw the new table format and the new write-up format, let me know what you think of it, if you like it or if you want me to change things. I'm always catering to you guys and trying to do what is best for you. But without further ado, let's jump right into the plays here. We have some day games on today, which is pretty rare for a Monday. Usually there's not many day games, but since it's early on in the season, they are front-loading some of these games today. So there are a few games starting at about 2 o'clock Eastern time today, and I do have a play in one of those games. So the first play we're going to talk about here is Chris Paddock, over 4.5 hits allowed. So last season he allowed 5 or more hits in 13 of 17 games, and he only has a 17.1% strikeout rate on the road. So he's not going to strike out a lot of batters. And last year against lefties, he had a 347 WOBA against left-handed bats. So we might find some value with the left-handed bats on the White Sox today. If we head over to RotoWire, there's really not too many lefties in the White Sox order, but Chris Paddock just isn't a great pitcher in general. I mean, he's okay, but he's nothing to be afraid of. So hopefully they can get 5 hits out of here. Benintendi will likely get a hit, maybe a Matone too. Don't really expect much from Baldwin down there at the bottom. Matt Thaiss is a pretty good left-handed bat, got some pop too. So there is some lefty bats in there. I would like to see a few more lefty bats in there for the White Sox, but they really don't have a good roster. But I am going to ride this trend of over 4.5 hits allowed on Chris Paddock today. I just think it's a pretty good spot, and he did give up a 43% hard hit rate last season too. So solid play here. The second play I'm going to touch on, we'll head over to Rockies and Phillies, and it's going to be another hits allowed prop. It will be Chris Sanchez. So last year, he allowed 5+ hits in 23 out of 32 games, and if we filter for home games, it is 12 out of 18. So as long as he gets the full pitch count, basically, which is kind of dicey based on how it went in spring training and everything. But I'm assuming he's going to get his full pitch limit today of somewhere up near what was the number? 90 pitches or so, 85 to 90 pitches, just because he did get up in the 70s during spring training. So he should be able to get his full pitch limit, basically. The Rockies, they're not very good. I mean, quite frankly, it's another team that's not very good out there. Chris Sanchez last year, he was very solid against lefties. He was a little bit worse against right-handed bats. But if we scroll down here, the Rockies, they are going to bring out 9 or 8 righties against Chris Sanchez, and the one lefty is Ryan McMahon, who historically hit left-handed pitching decently well as well, pretty good too. So I'm going to ride with this Chris Sanchez over 4.5 hits allowed. I'm going to mainly go with this trend of 12 out of 18 home games or 23 out of 32 games overall. But that's just a really high hit rate for a prop that's going to be close to plus money based on what book that you are on. So the last plays, 2 plays I'm going to be touch on here is the same pitcher. It's Bowden Francis. So Bowden Francis, he had 7 quality starts and 13 starts last year, which is a really good rate, over 50% on the quality starts. If you guys aren't sure what a quality start is, it means going through 6 innings and giving up less than 3 earned runs. And so he did that in over half of his starts last year. He threw 83 pitches in his last spring training start, and if you look at the last year, he went over this number in, if I go to 2024, it was 7 out of 13 games. But you see early on in the season, he just wasn't getting there. He wasn't really getting pretty deep in the pitch count. You see 75, 77, 79, really not over 80. I'm expecting him to get like 85 plus pitches, considering he threw 83 pitches in his last spring training start. And so I'm leaning more towards this trend of these last 8 games or so, where he was getting a lot more pitches and going deep in the games. You see 18 outs, 21 outs, even through 8 innings twice. So he's a grinder. He'll stay in the game a while. He'll get the pitch count up. And the Washington Nationals lineup is not something to be afraid of. I'm also on his strikeouts prop today, the over 4.5 strikeouts. The Nationals are also striking out the fourth most against right-handed pitchers this season so far. I get it; it's only been a few games, but they are striking out near 30% of the times against right-handed pitching. Where Bowden Francis, he has a 22.5% K rate last year, but I do think he gets deep enough in games where he could get those 5 strikeouts for us. If we look at last year, even the games where he didn't go deep in the game, he did have 5+ strikeouts over 2 out of 4 times. And then obviously this was that run here as he was going deep in the games too. So I like this Bowden Francis strikeouts prop. I like the outs prop too. I would have them on separate slips because I don't think you'd be allowed to put them on the same, but they are correlated directly. So those are a few props I'm going to be on today, and I will jump in and mention a few hitter, long shot things I'm going to be on here. So something I noticed is Martin Perez gives up a lot of home runs to right-handed bats. He gave up 18 home runs to right-handed bats last year. So I'm looking at guys like, Correa, Jeffers, maybe even Miranda. Let's go take a look. We'll head over to Fangraphs and see what against left-handed bats. So what I do here on Fangraphs is I filter for left-handed pitching. Minnesota Twins last year. Jeffers had 9 homers against lefties. Correa with 5. Willie Castro with 4. So those are probably your top 3 bets if you want a home run prop or do a parlay against Martin Perez today. And then another place I'm going to be looking towards a lot is all the way down to the Cubs. Joey Estes, he's a solid pitcher, but he's not amazing. He had extreme home road splits last year, a 280 WOBA at home versus a 382 at home. However, the A's are not in Oakland anymore. They're playing in that little ballpark out there, and he gave up 23 home runs in 24 starts. So we're probably looking at 1 to 2 Cubs home runs today, most likely to come from a right-handed bat, since because Joey Estes had a slight reverse split. He did give up a little bit more power and a little bit more contact to righties. So some guys I'm looking at here, Dansby Swanson, Seiya Suzuki, and maybe even Matt Shaw to get his first career home run today. So those are a few home run picks for you guys. Look at the Cubs righties, and then also look at some of these Twins righties as well. So hopefully you guys like this video. Sorry it's a little bit more, not as organized as it usually is, just because I'm starting a new format here. And what I used to do is I used to write my long article and just kind of read from the article. But now I'm just going by these notes, doing more ad lib, kind of teaching you guys how I go through things, giving you guys a little bit more insight into my brain, and hopefully we can cash in on some picks today. So be sure to join the free Discord server in the link below. Join our great community, post your plays, just be active in there, be a great member to our community because it's a really fun place to be. And last but not least, thanks for watching and best of luck on your plays today.